Hi everyone, welcome back. So I just finished Secret Project number 4, and I wanted to give you my impression of this book. I pretty much just finished it, maybe about an hour ago. So you're getting some fresh thoughts on this. I didn't finish it quite as quick as I wanted to. I did not enjoy this one as much as Yumi or Tress, but I did like this definitely better than the Wizarding Guide book. I'd probably give this maybe more of a 3.5 out of 5. I know most people are probably going to disagree with me on this review. And so I'm going to go into why I felt this way. And I know most people are going to disagree. I mean, I've already seen a lot of reviews where they're like, I even like this better than the Yumi book or Tress. And it's like, I really disagree with those. But, I mean, this is definitely better than Secret Project 2. I will say that. But this isn't better than Yumi or Tress, at least in my opinion. And I think the main thing, too, is those books, I was able to enjoy them by themselves. I think they were great standalone books. Even though they were attached to the Cosmere, I could still read them on their own. This book, The Sunlit Man, it is not something that you can necessarily read as a standalone. You could if you wanted, but I feel like you'd be missing out on a lot. And so, I mean, if you haven't read a lot of the other books, especially Stormlight, you might want to hold off on this one. There's a lot of references to the Stormlight books because the main character is from Roshar, so you're going to get a lot of those references. It's not so much to where you wouldn't enjoy the book at all as if you hadn't read those, but you're missing out on something. And so because of that, I didn't quite enjoy it as much as Yumi and Tress because I liked just jumping into something new. Whereas this felt like, I haven't read the Stormlight book since Rhythm of War came out, which I think was about maybe 2 years ago now. And I'm not brushed up on this. I'm not refreshed on it. And so for me, I was mainly frustrated because I kept trying to refresh my recollection. And it's like, I should have just almost reread the books because it's been so long, I don't remember as much. So for me, I didn't enjoy it as much as I probably would have if I would have just jumped into this maybe right after the Stormlight books. So maybe I would enjoy this more on a reread of after reading those books, but I was mainly frustrated that I was like, oh, I should know this, but I don't remember it, I should know it, and it took away some of the enjoyment of the book for me. Because there's a lot of references, so it almost might have helped too to maybe have in the beginning of the book like some type of glossary of some of the terms, or maybe just a little bit of a background on some of maybe the character, I don't know. Something would have helped because there's some terminology where I'm just like, oh man, I don't remember. I should know this. What was that scene? So I wasn't as much of a fan. And it's the other thing too, my biggest frustration was with the main character. The main character in this one is Nomad. That's his name. And you're told that he is from Roshar. This is in the very beginning, so I'm not spoiling anything. But you're given references that's probably someone you should know. And I spent the whole time I'm reading this book being like, who is this person? Who is this person? And you're given hints constantly of him referencing who he used to be and things he used to like or things he used to do. And so I'm just sitting there constantly like, oh my goodness, who is this person? I should know who this person is. Who is this person? And I'm getting so frustrated. And I felt like that took away some of the story for me because I was focusing so much on that I didn't focus on what was happening in the actual story. And you kept getting these random tidbits, and I kept getting more and more irritated. You don't actually learn who he is till maybe about 80% of the way through the book. Why is this a secret? I don't know. I get the books are a secret project, but why does the book itself have to be secret? I enjoy reading the story and developing the story with the character. With Tress and Yumi, you're with them in those stories. And so you're, unfolding all the mysteries with them. This one, I felt like I was just constantly in the dark from the main character who I was in his head. And it was frustrating because I just felt like there was just something blocking me off, and I don't enjoy that. It took away some of the main story for me because I couldn't focus on that. I was just like, who is this person? And so I'm not going to spoil anything with that. I just, that was a little bit of a peeve of mine, that I just did not care for that. But the main premise of the book is that Nomad, he world hops. And so this is a new planet that he has traveled to. And in this planet, he is instantly thrown into more of an execution/prisoner situation. And the way to which the execution is happening is by the sun. Because on this planet, the sun is essentially a death sentence. And so the people on this planet are constantly running away from the sun. And because of that, their cities are more transient, and they're more like these ships that can kind of just like move around constantly. The problem is there is also a tyrant on this planet, which is the Cinder King, and he is trying to hunt down Nomad and the people that he is with. And Nomad is also being hunted by the Night Brigade. So you're having all these a lot of running around kind of going on. A lot of kind of more underdog situations, I guess you could say too. But it also kind of helps explain why this Nomad is running from planet to planet, and what's going on with that. And because of that plot line with the Night Brigade, you're seeing how this Nomad might be important in other books later on, that he's going to be continuing to be a part of the Cosmere world. So that's kind of the main premise of that, if you can get a little bit of a feel for it. Kind of feels a little more sci-fi than fantasy, because you got the ships, and there's a lot of kind of more mechanical things going on. They talk a lot about maybe the science of the planet and how that's working. I kind of just tone that out a little bit. I'm not much of a sci-fi person. I just like, I don't know, just give me the sword fights and I'm happy. But I guess I just don't care about the complex science of how that world works. I didn't find this world as interesting as like the Tress world or the Yumi world. This one felt more unexciting to me because it's basically just feels just like a sun planet, and there's a lot of references about how this planet's smaller, and so it felt more confining and just more didn't feel quite as exciting as maybe the other worlds that we're introduced to. But yeah, so my main problem is just the secret feel of the book. It kind of gave me a lot more feelings of the Wizarding Guide book, where I was just so frustrated that I felt like nothing was ever revealed. That was my biggest frustration with the Wizarding Guide. It was just, I still don't even know what half the stuff was that was brought up. So I didn't really like getting a little bit of that taste again in this book. I was just like, oh, come on, just tell me what's going on. Like, I don't mind if the ending has all these twists and turns and all these, secrets revealed and stuff, but I don't like when it's like everything is, like, you're always in the dark. I just don't like that. I don't enjoy that. But yeah, so, I mean, this was an enjoyable read. I mean, I never was like, oh, I can't read this anymore. With Wizarding Guide, I was like, I pushed myself to finish. I did not want to finish. This one, I didn't have that issue. I was genuinely interested on how it would end. There was a lot of good scenes. I didn't find the ending to be shocking or groundbreaking or anything. If anything, I kind of felt a little reminiscent of maybe some of the Stormlight endings, which to me are following a pattern and I don't necessarily like. So, I mean, I think this is a good in-between book if you're reading the Stormlight and maybe you just want to get another feel of the worlds that are all connected and maybe get another side plot line going on that's connecting everything. But, yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people are really going to enjoy this book because I know a lot of people are really invested into the whole Cosmere idea and just how vast it is. I mean, it is great what Sanderson's doing. I'm not quite so interested in all the intricacies of the details and all like the what's going on with that, especially with like investiture and all that. I don't know. I feel like I will appreciate the Cosmere more when maybe all the books are out on it. But now it's like, I feel like I'm just getting all these bits and pieces, and I'm just frustrated because I'm like, just show me the big picture. But right now it just feels so convoluted, and it's just like there's too much going on, and I'm just not enjoying it as much as I used to with just, where he was starting out, like the original trilogy of Mistborn and Elantris and Warbreaker, Stormlight Book 1. I don't have that same feel of excitement as I do with these newer books as opposed to those ones. Maybe that will change once I see the big picture of everything, once everything's out. But right now, I'm not excited about it. I really, really did enjoy Tress and Yumi. Those were great. I felt like it was like going back to when I did read Elantris for the first time, and I was so excited. I was like, this is so cool. This is so new and unique. I love it. And you have the hint of the Cosmere. I don't like when the Cosmere is like smacking me in the face, and it's like, I don't know what this is. I don't remember this stuff. So I don't know how I feel about it, I guess is what I'm going for. Maybe it's just over my head. I don't know. It's not that I don't like long series. I mean, I'm reading Wheel of Time. I like long series. But I'm not a sci-fi person. And for me, the Cosmere feels very sci-fi. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I like that classical fantasy feel, which is what I got, especially with Tress. I felt like that was classical fantasy. I loved it. This book felt more, the Sunlit Man felt more sci-fi to me, so I didn't enjoy that quite as much. But I don't know. I'm curious to see how you guys will all feel on this book, because I know I'm probably going to be in a minority of not enjoying this book as most people. And so I am, a little cautious on how I feel about this book, but this is how I feel about this book. I did get frustrated a lot when I was reading it, so I am trying to be as honest as possible, but I can't necessarily pinpoint exactly why I'm just so frustrated and why I don't like it. And, well, it's not that I don't like it, it was okay, but why I didn't like it as much as the other ones, or as other people are reviewing it. I just don't see it. I don't know. So I'm curious to see what you guys will all think of this. I don't know. It's definitely, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. But hopefully that gives you a little bit of a taste of what to expect with this book. And if you disagree with me or agree with me, just feel free to let me know. I'd love to interact on any discussions on this, because I know my opinion is going to be different. And I am disappointed to end on kind of a lower note for his secret project books. So I mean, between this one and the Wizarding Guide, I'm not too excited. But Tress and Yumi were so good, it just went over the top for me. So yeah, but let me know what you think about this review or about the book if you've read it. I'd love to hear it. But thank you for watching.